This is for the people who feel like they spent their whole life trying to help other people and save other people, and it seemed like it didn't benefit you at all. I want to share something with you that I feel like is rare wisdom. Knowledge is information, but wisdom is a balanced application of that information. And this is what I have learned. I spent my entire life, even as a child, trying to take care of people. Even as a child, I had concern and felt a sense of responsibility for the adults that were around me. Even as a child, I couldn't sleep some nights because I was concerned about things that was happening. And even as a child, I had the gift of being an oracle. I had the gift of premonitions. I had the gift of being able to feel where something was headed based on what was happening. And so I spent my entire life as a child. It was really lonely because I didn't really have the words to communicate it. And I would oftentimes just cry because I didn't know what else to do. Because no matter how much I talked, no matter how much I tried to explain, no matter how good I tried to be, no matter how smart I tried to be, no matter how good of a child I tried to be, it was like it was never enough. I could never do enough good to change my circumstances and to help people. Sometimes trying to save people from their own self, from their own coping mechanisms. And throughout my life, I couldn't understand why it seemed like people were irritated with me for that. If somebody was drinking too much and I could tell that their health was going declining because of that, maybe I would take the liquor while they weren't around and I would pour it out, trying to help them, trying to save them. And then they would be upset with me. And I didn't understand why it was happening. It felt like I was being punished for wanting to help people, for wanting to save people, for wanting to try to improve people's life in the direction their life was moving in. And it wasn't until well off into my 30s that I started to see a higher perspective of why people that have big hearts, why people that grew up in homes where their coping mechanism was people pleasing, codependency, fawning, wearing a false self mask, always smiling like things are okay, but you're really hurting on the inside, caring about people so much that you feel like you care about them more than they care about themselves. And I didn't really know that that meant that I was an empath. I didn't know that that meant that my soul had a very special contract to bring a level of nurturing, love, and healing into this world, but I didn't know how to use it in a balanced way. And so I made enemies along the way. It may not have been intentionally. It may have been unconscious. But people started to be irritated by my presence. And that hurted me. And it broke my heart. Because my heart really wanted the best for them, even at the expense of my own self, my own safety. I would give the last of my money to somebody to help them. Even if they spent all of their money getting drunk, I would still give them my entire paycheck to help them buy food or whatever it was that they needed. Like, this was a constant cycle in my life. And it was the most confusing decades of my life. It felt as if I had been dropped in hell. And the torment was having a golden heart in a world where people were hurting so bad and so disconnected from spirit that they couldn't appreciate that somebody cared enough about them to take a chance and be a villain in their story, but you're actually being the hero or the heroine. And I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I hope that you're getting what I'm saying, because I don't believe in good and bad. I believe in things that are harmful or beneficial. Because when we believe in good and bad, that creates suffering. That gives us a sense of superiority and inferiority over people. That was one thing with religion. Religion is such an egoic, spiritual, I'm better than you type of energy. I'm a child of God. Don't be putting my name in your mouth in a specific way, that's negative, because I'm a child of God and you're a sinner and you're not, and I'm better than you. There's like this supremacy that comes with the spiritual ego of religion, and also some spiritual, communities as well. But in reality, we come down here to get rid of duality, to get rid of division, to get rid of what creates so much suffering. So this is why I do not believe in good and bad. Actions or inaction is either benefiting you or is harming you. It's either benefiting someone else or harming them. And so I realized that the most sacred thing that I could do was to take all of that love inside of my heart that I tried to give to people who didn't have the capacity to receive it as it was, and to give it to myself. That was the lesson. And so the blessing of people turning away from my help or being irritated and annoyed at me for trying to help them. The thing was, they were giving me a sacred gift, and it taught me sovereignty, to allow people to make their own decisions and allow them to have their own experiences as a result of those decisions, because their path is no less sacred than my own, even if their path is a path of self-destruction, because I was self-destructing myself, being willing to be a martyr, being willing to be a villain in someone else's story, when in actuality I would cut my arm off to save them. And so the lesson that I learned from that was because of the coldness that I experienced. So if you're somebody and you feel burnt out on trying to do things that are beneficial for other people who may not have the capacity to receive it, give it to yourself. Give it to yourself consistently. Give it to yourself every day. Let that be your devotion, to give that love to you. And I have all of those people to thank. This is why I don't have any hatred in my heart at all for anybody that has ever come into my life, no matter what role they played, because I am an alchemist, which means I turn base metal into gold. I turn shitty situations into fertilizer to grow a tree of knowledge and wisdom, and I can share that with y'all. And so in actuality, I have them to thank for the wisdom that I can now share with other people. And I am no different from you. Now, if we're doing things to help people, but we're not doing it out of our heart, out of the kindness of our heart, we're doing it because we want to be acknowledged, we want to be validated, maybe we want to be loved, maybe we don't want to be lonely, we don't want to be abandoned, we don't want to be rejected. Those types of deeds aren't really for the other people, it's for you. So instead of doing that and operating in reverse and creating more suffering for yourself, give that love to you. And when you have done that consistently, the wisdom that you will be able to share with the world will outlive you. And it will bless people. It will touch people. It will uplift people. And everybody who was a part of your story that hurt you will be somebody that you will be grateful for.